channel. Let me start today off by asking you, how are you doing? Mm-hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. 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 That's quite something. Well, maybe I can distract you a little bit, or I should say, add a little bit to your day. My day today, I didn't feel the best this afternoon. In the morning I did some things mainly because I wanted to be able to say that I did some things, which is a weird concept in and of itself, as if there is someone with a checklist taking count of the things that I've done. But then this afternoon I had to work. I'm lucky enough that I get to work. And I didn't feel the best, so I took it a little bit easy. And then this evening has been wonderful. I had lasagna. There was rain. I love the rain. I recorded a little bit of it for you. So if it turns out well, you will hear it in the background of this video. If not, you won't hear it. Then I'll make the sounds for you myself. Let's see how that goes. And I'm also grateful because we planted a wisteria trellis in the garden last year. And this year it is carrying those little grape-like flowers. So I'm really excited to see that. But today I'm going to have a short video for you, because the last two videos of this kind have been long. But I also have some shorter stories. If you're new to the channel, which most of you are going to be new, because I'm only just starting out, I'm going to read my fanfiction to you. This time it's still with Dragon Age the Veilguard. I'm planning on releasing 2 videos this week, because it's my birthday on Sunday. Woohoo! And usually in the other 2 videos I use Rook or Tav if I write for Baldur's Gate 3 fanfiction still. I use the reader character as you. You are the reader character as Rook or Tav, which is why there are 3 versions of each story. The she, her, the he, him, the they, them version. But this time the focus isn't Rook, because we're still on Dragon Age. The focus is... No, I'm saying that wrong. There is no focus here. I just wrote a story without pronouns for Rook, because it's a really short little thing. So it didn't really need them. I didn't even pull up the right page. Jesus, that was loud. I don't think you heard that, but I did. It was also, well, I'm not going to say strange. I recorded the rain audio for you, if everything went well. But sometime during, I went to the toilet, and I was like, well, it's on the other side of my house, you won't hear it. But I'm not sure if my headphones are recording as well, because you heard everything, and I mean everything. I hope I'm going to remember to cut that out. I have to do the subtitles anyway, so please, Natalie of the future, please, I beg you, really listen to the audio of the rain. Don't just put it under this video, because otherwise you're going to hear everything I did on the toilet. And that's not going to make anybody happy. Well, maybe there are some fetish people, but you know, we are not going to dive into that. Okay, I'm sorry. Today is a short little story. I am skipping 1 chapter, but that's because I really want to do this one. I just want to have a little bit of an easier time video, okay? Okay. This is Chapter 4, The Unbound. Summary and alternative title: Davrin is not having a good day. He has to deal with Rook, who, for some reason, thought it was a good idea to be looking for a way into a locked, ancient room with a disembodied voice in it. What can go wrong? Just to make sure we're on the same page here. You had to unlock a door that required you to solve a puzzle first. Then, when you walked into a, and I cannot stretch this enough, locked door in the necropolis, you fight a couple of demons. As soon as you're done, you find the corpses of Venatory scattered around. Amongst their corpses, you find proof in a letter concerning a long ago sealed place somewhere down here in the necropolis. Not only that, but you learn that there are magical loci projecting into the upper world on 3 different locations. Davrin started. I think you're missing the point, Rook interrupted him. Davrin held up a hand. I'm getting to it. Let him cook, Balara said. Her smile brightened. Did I use that right, Rook? Sort of, yes. Thank you, Balara. Davrin crossed his arms over his chest. Those loci have demons attached to them. Ordinary demons, I hear you ask? No, strong demons. Which should have given you a clue as to how stupid this whole quest is. Not to mention that it has nothing to do with the real reason we're using a lighthouse in the Fade as headquarters, might I add. You don't know that yet, Rook said. Davrin's face was blank, however awfully close to a mix of disappointment, fatigue, stress, and maybe the calling will be less bad than having to deal with Rook's plans face. Are you kidding me? All I'm saying is that I'm not done. Davrin looked straight ahead at the green gate that obviously led into an arena of sorts. In that same letter, you read that they are talking about an entity inside that locked chamber. The 3 loci which keep it locked, guarded by demons. You already pointed it out. You're repeating yourself now, Rook said, strolling up to the gate. I'm repeating it because I had a sliver of hope that you would understand how foolish you're being. Davrin followed behind, drawing his sword. His eyes were going from left to right. An empty hall wasn't necessarily a good sign, especially since no one had been down here for a long time, and yet the candles along the wall were lit. Next time when you recruit someone, be upfront about your wish to die a gruesome death. Wasn't planning on it, Rook said. Do people ever plan on dying that way? Davrin retorted. Rook raised an eyebrow, looking at him from the side. All right, fair enough, Davrin said with a single nod. Look, I'm just saying, if it was something big and bad, then Vorkov and Myrna would have taken care of it, or warned us not to get down here. Surely the necromancers know all about what's down here, and all of a sudden, all 3 of them were knocked back by a gust of wind. Davrin was the first up. He offered a hand to Rook. His glare said it all. He was unimpressed with the plan and the entire situation. We're walking in here because you were bored, right? No, not at all, Rook said in a tone that was slightly too high to be believable. Balara continued towards the gate. Guys, she asked. She stopped a few steps in front of it. No? Why are we here then? Nobody gave us this quest. Davrin shook his head. We're here because you're trying to prove a point. Maud, you think Emmerich is going to be impressed if you conquer a demon without him? Rook sputtered. you know. Oh, please. You like him, Davrin said with a smirk. Rook's face turned a bright shade of red. Listen here. Guys, Laura called out. The panic wasn't lost on them this time. Both Davrin and Rook looked up, running over to her. What is it, Laura? He put himself in front of the other two. If they thought things looked grim before, then they weren't ready for what was to come. Again, they heard a voice, one that chilled them to the bone. You ignored each warning, scoffed at every code. With every death, I tasted freedom. Rook smiled sheepishly at the looks given by the other two. Okay, I will admit this is not ideal. For without the door seals, I can take on a worthy form at last, witness the greatest treasure of the dead. I would rather not, Davrin remarked dryly. The green gate lowered itself into the ground. A large, wide arena opened up in front of them. Rook walked in first. Why is it so big? An agile demon? Balara offered quietly. Dragon, Davrin said. What? Don't be ridiculous. That... Rook started. Before another word could be uttered, there were strong gusts of wind trying to knock them all back, caused by two giant wings. Rook's eyes widened. Oh no. Sorry, I didn't focus on your blabbering. I was a bit busy focusing on that dragon that randomly appeared on the horizon. Surely it has nothing to do with that voice we heard earlier. You were saying? Davrin asked, pulling Rook and Balara behind the first pillar he spotted. That's bloody on that dragon, Rook squeaked. No, you wouldn't say, Davrin muttered. And that was the story already. I don't know why I whispered that, but I did. You fell. My microphone fell. It isn't even that short. Well, it's a short story, but the audio is still longish. I don't know how I managed that. It's only 10 minutes shorter than the first video. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by that thing moving. Thank you for watching. Maybe we were just two strangers passing by on this random day, this random encounter, and we will never meet again, which is fine. If you were here, thank you for giving it a chance. Thank you for being you. And I hope you have a very, very, very amazing life. You deserve it. Have a good one. Goodbye.
Can you guess which game this sound is from?